Hi, hey, this is Megan. That's right, I said Megan, not Megan. I'm going to show you guys how to make a box from a flat piece of cardboard. Big giant piece like this. I'm in my kitchen. I'm going to use my island. Ignore the construction project over there. If you know somebody that works in a warehouse and they have a lot of pallets, you're going to get a lot of pieces of cardboard. But I got this one at Kroger. It's a long story. I got it while I was out of town because I had to carry something really big home on the plane that actually fit in an overhead compartment, and I made a giant box to protect it. So this is what I use to make boxes. All of a sudden the name of this escapes me, but it's used for sewing. I've used it to make boxes more than I ever used it for sewing. I also use this for my lines. Of course that's not going to come off. This is also for sewing. Get it at Joann's or another store that carries sewing supplies. This is one of those things that you put on a tub to help somebody get out. And it's not necessary, but it really makes it nice and easy to hold on to your grid thing that's got your measurements on there. You could use a yardstick, but I would advise against it because one slip and you will slice the end of your finger off. If you're desperate and you don't have one of these, you can use a flat piece of cardboard. This is not an exact science, so you don't need to be that exact. So what I do is I start with the flat edge of the cardboard and bring it down to the end of my cutting mat and kind of line it up in the corner a little bit. And in this case, I'm going to take this cute little guy. This is kind of an odd box. I would have sent this in for FBA, but we are restricted from selling these, so I listed them on eBay instead. And I'm going to make the box go this way. So I'm going to start by seeing how long my side is. Let's do the flat edge first. We'll do it this way first. So it measures, I use my sewing grid, it's about 5.5 inches. The side is. So that means I'm going to want to come in about half that distance, just over half. So we'll say to about 3.5 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do, forgot, you also need a really sharp X-Acto knife or razor knife. First thing I'm going to do is come in. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that this is even to start with as well. And I just throw pieces on the floor until I'm all done and clean all up at the same time. Okay. So I need to come in about 3.5 inches. So I use the grid on here and do about 3.5 inch mark along the edge of the box. And I don't cut it all the way. I just score it. Score it so it makes a line that I can fold. And I do that all the way down. And if I figure out how to speed up the video through these parts, I will. If not, I guess you get to listen to me talk to myself. So I do it all the way down. Great. And now I need to see how wide I need to make the box. So we're going to lay it down and roughly mark the other side. So from the edge of the box, my cardboard, I'm coming in just over the 13 inch mark. You can even kind of draw like a little guide with your X-Acto knife. Line up your, I really need to learn what this thing's called. I'm calling it an Omni Grid because that's the brand name on it. And again, I score it. I'm going to score it all the way down. Line it up. Score it all the way. I only get 15 minutes of free video on my feed, so on this particular feed, so I gotta watch my time. Okay, so then I want to make sure that this one, if I fold it up, this becomes one edge. I want to make sure that this edge is the same. So I'm measuring from that last spot I scored. I'm going to measure 3.5 inches, and I'm just going to cut it off. Not an exact science. If you're off a little bit, you'll be fine. I have done this on the floor before. I wouldn't recommend pushing really hard though, because you'll cut your carpet. Well, it looks like I got a piece of tape there from my last box building project, Frankenboxes, as I read on Sorcerer's Apprentice. Okay, this is the fun part. All right, we're going to start with the long edge. So I'm lining him up, and I'm going to turn him around actually. And I'm putting the top of the box here against this edge. His ears are going to be enclosed inside the box, so it's going to end up getting a little bit squished, but I think that'll be just fine. Okay, hold the box in place, put up next to it my Omni Grid. I know I set that down someplace. Luckily I have another one. Oh, my husband says it's under the cardboard. Thanks, dear. Great, so I've got it lined up where I need to go. Here's the trick. You cut from one edge to the first score, you cut, and then you lighten up and you score, and then from the second edge to the end, you cut again. Fold it, and you can see that it looks like that. So it starts making sides of your box. So now I'm going to roll this little guy and do it again. He was laying down like this. I'm going to stand him up, get it in place, line it up, cut, score, cut. Cut to the first line, score across, cut. It bends in the cardboard somewhere else on accident, that's no big deal. Great. So now I'm going to turn him around so I can lay it down and line it up at the right spot again at the top of this weird box. Cut to the first line, score to the second, cut deeply again to the third. And then, once again, I'm going to turn him around. Tuck his little ears in there. And then I go the whole way, and I can just line it up there, let it go, cut deeply to the first line, score, cut deeply to the second line, and then here's my favorite part. About an inch or so beyond that last cut, I'm going to cut all the way across and cut that off. And I don't need these two flaps. You can see that this is going to fit around this box. So I'm going to cut these two off where I scored it. Fold it all up. I got that little guy tucked in here. And voila. Get some tape. My tape gun broke. Just cut 2 pieces. I should have had this done ahead of time, I suppose. Just going to take 1 piece. Line it up. Tape it. Fold in the ends. Tape it. I'm just doing the tape to hold it. I will go back and tape over the edges. The thinner the cardboard, the better it works, but you use what you got. You use what you can find for free. Do it on the other end. Like I said, it's not an exact science, and if I was a little bit more patient, I could probably get a better cut. Sometimes this is what it's like to have an extra set of hands, but it can be done by yourself. I find that it's taping the tape to itself, and I would definitely go around some of the other edges on this. But that is how I make my own custom boxes, especially for odd-shaped items. Hope it helps. Good luck in your business.